Welcome back to Pathfinder Kingmaker. Our little venture into the ancient tomb were a great success as we managed to lure Harim into joining us instead of following that annoying little gnome. But we, of course, have to try to catch up to the annoying little gnome. Let's head on down towards the old Sycamore. Ah, there's a random encounter. We can try to avoid. And we've successfully evaded them. Moving right along then. Let's enter the old Sycamore location.
Greetings.
Keston Gares, the former captain of Jamandi Aldori's personal guards, nods to you as though you'd seen each other in Restov only yesterday. He limps noticeably, and his clothes are stained with blood and looks every bit as grim and focused as when you first met. But this time you also sense a hint of excitement in his eyes.
I have urgent news from Restov. The investigation that I've conducted at Lady Jamandi's orders have proved your innocence. Tartuccio was and still is the Pataxian spy. That dreadful night, it was him who had opened the gate and let the assassins in. It appears that he had planned to gain the barony and Eldori's support, only to later place these lands under the command of his true patron. King Iravetti is no stranger to intrigue, and likes to use others to do his dirty work. Anyway, Lady Jamandi sends her apologies. We almost had Tartuccio cornered when this damned mist fell. First we entirely lost our way, and then stumbled right into a bandit ambush. My people can barely stand, so I would be grateful if you would help us capture this Tartuccio. He must be somewhere nearby. Bring that scum to Oleg's trading post, dead or alive. The Sword Lords will remember this favor.
How did Tartuccio manage to fool you?
That sly bastard has caused us no little trouble, that's for sure. When he showed up in Restov and announced he was going to join the expedition, nobody suspected a thing. Yes, a gnome, yes, a sorcerer, but so what? Even after that terrible night, some of my people were willing to bet money on you being the spy. His overconfidence was his downfall. Tartuccio's henchmen, it seems, imagined they could safely meet with Pataxian spies in the town's seedy underbelly. But Restov is the ancestral home of the Eldori, and Lady Jamandi is respected not only by the aristocracy and the common folk, but also by those on the other side of the law. We received a message from the slums. A good friend, who wished to remain anonymous, suggested the Sword Lords take a closer look at a certain guest from Patax. Jamandi immediately sent for me and ordered me to capture the spy, all very quietly, of course. He told us everything, and not only about Tartuccio. I doubt that Iravetti was pleased to hear of his agent's failure.
A nasty grin crosses Keston's face. What can Pataxian spies hope to find in the stolen lands?
Pataxian spies are much like magpies. They'll grab anything that catches their eye. Information, treasure, artifacts. This time King Iravetti had a chance to seize the entire stolen lands region, and at the Eldori's expense. I'll give you some advice for the future. Be wary of the Pataxian king. He's truly a snake of a man.
Gares is the name of a noble house in Brevoy, is it not? You're a noble then?
Used to be. It's only a name now, nothing more. The House Gares are a noble family in Brevoy. They own several mines in the Galushkin Mountains. My father Evan is cousin to Lord Howland Gares, but he's my father no longer. In any case, I brought shame upon my name and was punished accordingly. The family disowned me. I fled to Restov and took up the life of a simple mercenary, until I received an assignment here in the Stolen Lands.
I'll see you later. Farewell. We have much to do.
Forwards.
Sorry about the strange transition there. I was looking for a way to hide the UI. Apparently there isn't, so I might have to install a mod for that. Anyways, Chief Suit Scale. Cowardly traitors, sons of a pike, return the relic. Coward, turn, Relic. Silly, silly kobold. Go look your relic, your dungeon. Look under bed, under table. Haha. Silly kobold have no bed and no table. Search your eggs. You lose relic and blame mites. Accuse queen. Lies. Chief suit scale, not silly. The kobold leader shakes his weapon at the insult. Lies, chief scale. The kobold crier diligently copies the words and gestures of the chief, swinging his weapon. It seems both groups are but a breath away from battle. Such hubris in such small and simple creatures. But are our own monarchs any better? Arim comments. So warlike, it's like a miniature version of the Taldan Imperial Chronicles, Lindsay says. Stop! What's going on here? The little mite jumps in place. Stranger! Stranger! You see, yes? Silly kobold attack mite. Insult us, our magnificent queen. Lies. Mite thief. Steal relic from kobold. We revenge. Help us, stranger. Kobolds, tell me more about what happened. I, chief. I name Suit Scale. Kobold and might live here long, live peace. But now might thief steal our relic. Thief, teal, elic, echoes the crier enthusiastically. How do you know the relic was stolen by the mites? Might tricksy, but Chief Suit Scale is more tricksy. I call, you shaman come. Shaman Tartuk know who stole relic. Tartuk good. Tartuk ood. What is this relic? Relic key. Kobold take relic. Enter sacred hall. Tartuk is not a real kobold. He deceived you. Suit Scale not stupid. He no real kobold. The chief puffs up his chest, rejecting the insult. And where is Shaman Tartuk now? Shaman was dungeon. Did not enter the sacred hall. Might collapse our entrance. Kobold wrath might. It's clear to me now. Help kobold. Kobold stong. Fierce. Mites, I want to ask you a few questions. A small mite bows comically. I seneschal magik. Hear our magnificent warrior Queen Bada. He points at his large companion, adorned with the hide of a wolf. Queen defeat scary wolf battle. Vanquish 100 enemies, charm 100 hearts. Queen Bada allow you speak her. May sit, we understand, he says generously. Legs tremble when we see such beauty. This is very humorous. My queen, why did you fight the kobolds? The Might Queen shakes her head sadly. We live here long, kobolds and mites. We live peace, friends, trade. Together hunt good shaggy animal. Got it? Sweet. Long ago Chief Kobold and our old king make good alliance. 2 branch old Sycamore we take, charm and give to each other. This be Relic. Kobold have one, might have one. Not long ago Kobold come. Yell we thief, take our relic. Silly Kobold. Why do you need the relic? 2 relic. They key give entrance to Sacred Hall. There under old Sycamore. 1 key for Kobold, 1 key for might. Each can go hall, all fair. Why do the kobolds think the relic was stolen by the mites? Kobold chief silly ugly old. Seneschal and other mites giggle at these words. He lose last mind, listen you Shaman Tartuk. Shaman not so ugly. Bada smacks her lips in approval. But angry tricksy say wicked might. I catch him and make crown from his scale. Pretty crown, purple. Do you know where this purple scale shaman is now? He proud dungeon near our house. We see he once but not catch. Want to find shaman? Look underground. Very well, I have no more questions. You should make peace and search for the relic together. Never. The chief hisses in animal rage. Death to traitors! The Might Queen swings her blade. We no retreat. Choose who support, stranger or enemy, us all. I would hear my companion's advice. Amiri, why support either? Do you think they'll ever listen to you? Let's battle these little ones, both groups, and be done with it. Valerie, it's up to you, but we should remember that living among such creatures could be dangerous. The kobolds and mites are aggressive, poorly organized, and unreliable. It's better to exile them or to not interfere, lest we're entangled in their unworthy deeds. You are all disgusting. I don't want to help either of you. Let us free the lands of these dangerous creatures. Protect Queen! Kobold fight! Old stranger, I go my shaman Tartuk.
Stand with me!
Repent!
Let us strike it one! Out of our story.
Your life ebbs low.
Strike worth a legend. Good. Serves you right.
Treasure, sneaky might. Particular interest. This area is rather large.
I will guide us.
Giant frog.
What a waste!
They died easily. I get earring, silver buckle, and some coins. And a duck.
What's that? Anything else?
Thank you.
Our path leads on.
You see that?
Hematite, post of mage armor.
Our
Let's
time has
see
come.
what happens if we throw that
These
there.
magics should be used in other ways.
What do you mean? They're not hostile? Interesting.
Without a doubt.
We talk to them? They look most curious, I have to admit.
Can you make a
Giant
show
frog.
pose? I need inspiration.
Quick save. Mobility 21. That's a lot.
It's just not my lucky day.
Nope, that didn't work very well. DC 21 mobility. The best we have is 10, so that means we need to roll an 11 or better on the dice. One more time.
Can't keep this up much longer. Last chapter.
That didn't work very well either. Let's make camp. Take a short rest. Do hunting, camp camouflage, cooking, and guards. That seems fine.
Book kid, you don't believe my stories? They're good, interesting stories.
You know, we bards sometimes lie a lot in our books too, but we try not to be so obvious about it.
Main cook spoiled the hearty meal. Oh,
Forwards.
can go back here later on. Dead fellow. Crumpled letter. My dear Kenneth Bummer, with your desire to pursue a new archaeological mission in mind, I spent a few hours in my library today and identified a location worthy of your research. In the northeastern part of the River Kingdoms lies a region called the Stolen Lands. Many antiquities can be found in such places. No doubt an inquisitive researcher would be able to find old coins, significant cultural remnants, and even pieces of artifacts that might be restored. Naturally, you shall require the services of a specialist to evaluate your findings during your travels. I have no doubt of your ability to recruit such a specialist once you arrive in the Stolen Lands. Such contracts can typically be made in large cities or settlements. You would not want your return journey encumbered with items of scant value or interest, after all. Before you set off, it is my obligation to warn you that this place is untamed and can be perilous. Watch not only for bandits and monsters, but also impassable swamps and dangerous open plains. Should you decide to visit the Stolen Lands, I strongly urge you, Kenneth, to hire a professional guide and, better yet, guards. It is wise to take precautions. I should appreciate it greatly if you return a few amusing curiosities for me as a token of our friendship. Your true friend, Agneth Bregnan. Or Bregan. Well, that didn't end well. We did find some relics, though.
You deserved it.
We will prevail.
Turquoise. Turquoise? Something?
Become
victory!
as dust. Repent. Your life ebbs low.
Copper ring, agate, pearl. These ones. The entrance to the mine has recently been cleared. It appears the kobolds have made use of this path. Elks.
We march ahead.
My search was not in vain.
I was successful in my search.
Come on, Lindsay.
Applause, please.
No, we'll have to make do without this time.
Applause, please.
What's that?
Anything else? Any last wishes?
Running won't help you! Get me, Gorum!
What a waste.
Where are you guys going?
Become as dust.
This is where I step in.
Attack!
serves you right. You deserved it.
There we go. Bandit Necromancer. Braces of armor +1, that's useful. Chocolate. Scale mail. Weighs a substantial amount though. Composite longbow. Golden trinket and various items. And milk. Interest. Doubt there's anything hidden down here. Overgrown passage. Let's see if we can do that.
Yes, I'm still here.
Come on.
Applause, please.
Indeed we can.
That is quite a discovery.
Yeah, I know tree root. Much impressive.
We will
Oops.
prevail.
Skin them, collect, save. I think there's a dire wolf here if
I
I don't
don't like surprises.
recall wrong.
Without a doubt.
Graruk.
I will see this through. These magics should be used in other ways. These magics should be used in other ways.
You can throw a flask. And why can't you
These
throw it?
magics should be used in other ways.
You're not going to do that on your own. I can talk to the wolf, okay. The beast before you is unusually large and its eyes especially angry. Its menacing grin might almost be taken for a smirk. Greetings, traveler. Before you draw your weapon, I wish to say I see no reason for feuding between us. We might even be of some use to each other. Did not expect that. Wait, why is this wolf talking? Is it magical or something? I am no wolf female. I am a warg. Surprising you could live to your age without learning the difference. Well, it is never too late to teach a lesson to an insolent two-legged morsel. The beast slowly licks its teeth. Who are you calling a morsel, you pelt? Amiri glares at the beast, her hand on her sword. Lawful good. Attack. Your words will not save you, monster. We cannot leave such dangerous animals to live in our future lands. Slay the beast. Good. I love fresh meat.
An option.
This didn't work. I must be doing it wrong.
Valerie's here.
Do not falter! Tear them apart!
Any last wishes?
Repent!
Might want to do not Bane. Don't you have a conversion thing? Maybe you don't because you're not good. Okay. Well, You at least have cure light wounds.
Won't kill me!
I think you need to drink that.
Yes.
Ouch.
Not hold back.
Perfect. Graruk has an amulet of mighty fists. Skin them. Collect. Let's have a look at that. We have amulet of mighty fists. +1 enhancement bonus and attack and damage rolls with unarmed attacks and natural weapons. We don't need that. Braces of armor, on the other hand, could definitely be useful. Let's put them on easy. They had no effect. They have an effect on you? Nope. How about on you? Nope. They should have any effect on you. Okay, so don't have anyone who can use those. That flask. We also need to replenish these potions. That's about it for now.
I will guide us.
Tiny chest for us to loot. Random stuff.
Our path leads on.
This is where
To
I step
arms!
More wolves.
Your life ebbs low.
They go down!
Skin collect.
This requires your attention.
An ancient Rostlandic coin.
Forwards.
Let's go up here and have a look. Kobold Flame Shaman. A kobold lying in the middle of the patch calls out to you. Judging by the sorry state of his scales, he is the eldest of the group. His red eyes squint from the light and his throat struggles to form words. Our patch. Our celestial radish. Yuck, radishes. We grew them back in my village. One day, while I was reading a book, my pa grabbed it from me and threw it into the fire, and then he made me go pick radishes. It was autumn, and the ground was wet and cold, and there were worms everywhere. Ugh, filthy roots. About that radish. The oldest kobold lifts his head from the ground and tries to focus his eyes on you. Lawful good. I don't need all of it. I will leave half of what I dig out for you. The kobolds stop talking, surprised. Their leader's eyes light up with curiosity. Good. Deal. I must go.
Without a doubt.
Here and explore.
Onwards!
Stand
Dogs
with
again.
me.
We've downed better ones.
What? Oh, kobolds and mites down there. They can just fight among themselves. What is that?
I was successful in my search.
Like some nuts. Token of the Dryad.
What a waste.
To victory!
Well, okay, I wasn't really planning on attacking it, but sure.
We shall overcome!
I'm alright.
Probably should drink a potion.
I'll survive. I'll always survive.
This is why I have the automatically get back up thing, because otherwise this would be dreadful.
The end draws near.
Yes, of course it does. An emerald. Engraved silver pendant with the name Bertha.
We march ahead.
The body of a woman fouled beyond recognition. Her fingers still clench a torn leather leash. Right. Lab journal. Went into the woods. Found many roots, pine cones, flowers, and a dead squirrel. Scant little I can make of that. I must consider where I might gain rarer ingredients for my experiments. Some damnable raccoons got into the hut while I was exploring the woods, broke all the glassware. The only things left are 10 flat-bottom glass tubes, 5 round-bottom flasks, a couple of porcelain mortars, 3 pestles, and the precious spiral. Good thing all the pots are still there. So many good chemicals wasted. Shame. Need to lock everything up in the closet. Tried to finish the experiment today, the one I started at the old lab. Used the lead powder from the master's box. At the crystallization stage, the liquid foamed, changed colour and formed a deposit. Another unsuccessful experiment. And I've all but exhausted my supply of essential materials. Caught a raccoon with a snare trap. Didn't get the bastard to the hut in time. Perhaps I should ask some hunters for help in catching experimental subjects. But I must save money. And besides, I see how those bumpkins scowl at me, as if I've grown horns. Third attempt at the crystallization experiment. Broke the last round-bottom flask. I recall my tutor calling me ham-handed and making me clean up. Perhaps he was right. But he did teach me much despite everything. But why didn't he wish me to develop my abilities? Didn't he want me to learn anything beyond the basic potion recipes? Kept saying I wasn't ready, but in truth he feared the student surpassing the teacher, and for good reason. I shall prove this process works. I'll prove it to everyone. Today an old lady came from the nearby village asking me how to make her goats yield more milk. I had to help. I'm in desperate need of money. Oh, why must I spend my time so... boring, boring, boring. Several pages remain empty, then the writings continue. Observation day 1. Finally. I finally got a chance I can't miss. I found a dying elf in the woods. She was barely breathing and ants were swarming all over her. Who is she? What happened to her? It matters not. This is the opportunity I've been waiting for. With great effort, I managed to drag her to the hut, remove her clothes, and hide her behind the bags in the corner. Enough of wasting my talents on trifles. It's time for action. Use the largest glass tube from the master's box, the one with the warning. In case of contact with skin, wash off immediately. Ha! The doddering parrot of all the standard warnings. I spread it evenly over her body and began my observations. Observation day 3. The subject has survived. Had to tie her up and gag her. The moaning could attract unwanted attention. Her skin is changing, but it's hard to determine the precise character of these changes. The early stages of festering, perhaps? The treated areas do smell faintly. Observation Day 5. The changes continue, faster and faster. The epidermis has festered away, and the joints are grown swollen, tough and calloused, and the subject has a fever. Observation Day 9. Over the past few days, the subject's legs became covered with mildew and moss. Her fingers and toes grow long and crooked, as though she would grow into the ground. I shall move the subject outside. The experiment now demands sunlight. Observation Day 13. The body's changes are so significant, it's impossible to recall the creature's original appearance from the way it looks now. A seething growth covers the whole body's surface. Every day I find new kinds of moss, mildew, grass and other plants. The subject attempts to move. Had to immobilize her. I try to make contact, but she utters inarticulate sounds, alike to howling. Might intelligence be restored at a further stage of regeneration? Observation Day 18. The subject has grown larger several times. She is now strangely quiet these last few days. I'm beginning to worry. In the end, I will see I've become attached to her. She will make me famous. Observation Day 25. My living experiment shows all signs of obedience. She is much like a little tree, a magnificent walking tree. She is already 8 feet tall and the child keeps growing. I wish to give her space, more fresh air and sunlight. I suspect we shall need some fertilizer. For now, I only walk her around the woods on a leash. This is the greatest achievement of my career. Soon we'll be ready for a journey to Absalom, and there I will present my masterpiece. I must think of a name for my girl. Ow. Chain shirt +1. I almost feel sorry for killing that shambling mound now. Who's wearing chain shirts? You're wearing a chain mail. 5. 6. This is also 6. Can't have the penalties to spellcasting. That would be very inconvenient.
I will guide
Blood for Gorum!
Serves you right.
Attack!
You deserve it.
Take out the spellcasters first and foremost.
Become as dust.
Any last wishes?
Masterwork like crossbow. Now that's something I can endorse. Let's give that to Lindsay.
Without a doubt.
Lore nature.
Forget it.
Died of unknown causes. I.e. the check failed. Dueling sword. That's one.
Applause, please.
There are enough supplies to encamp once. Okay.
behind you.
Our leader charged forwards. Hey, wait for me!
Let us strike as one. Tear them apart! They go down!
Letting you out of our
Repent! Your life ebbs low.
Is this where we came from? No, not entirely.
We will prevail.
Not on the day here.
Strike as one.
Another masterwork light crossbow. Yet another one. Nice. Might priest. Close to having explored the entire area.
You see that?
Ooh. Another ancient Rostlandic coin. Haven't been yet. They should move quickly enough, but okay, so then up here then.
Forwards.
We will prevail.
Doggies. Quite a number of them too. You can deactivate the AI if you want to control all of the combat yourself, by the way.
That is quite a discovery.
Wand of ear-piercing scream and yet more alchemist's fire.
Who will prevail?
Giant centipede.
Bring it.
I see something. Anything else?
Without a doubt.
What's that?
That's a trap.
Applause, please. Applause, please.
Can't do that every time you manage to disarm a trap or lock a chest, Lindsay.
What a waste!
Strike worth a legend.
Do not hold back.
Mites have trained centipedes. Now that's an interesting choice. Thing of interest.
I will guide us.
It's a small chest.
I failed. I'm sorry.
That's disappointing. Climb the hill.
Anything else?
Oh, right. There's only one location left that we haven't gone. It's here. I was hoping we might gain a level, but we still need more XP before we can do that.
I was successful in my search.
Thank you.
I failed. I'm sorry.
It could go down, but it was painful. Hide it, Quinn Bedar, never find. Treasure heavy. Aye, protect treasure.
To victory!
This is where I step in.
These guys had a lot of stuff. Sickles. None of them are magical. Are you able to pick the lock on that chest then?
Applause, please.
Yes, you are. Damage. Dagger, not damage. Bracers. Cold iron dagger +1 and braces of armor +1. Anyone even uses we'll keep it around, and we have to get back up.
Applause, please.
Forwards.
And we should go up here. But I think that this is a very good spot to end the episode, so we can go into the Sycamore tree in the next episode. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you all next time.